Okay, been a minute, but whatever. So I'm about 50 plus episodes into Supernatural. I know, I go back. It's 10-year-old series. I used to actually watch this series occasionally, like in 2008 and stuff. And it was, okay. But now that I'm seeing them again, and it's like 50 episodes, and as you know, I batch watch things, which means like up to 10 episodes a day. And I actually was so distracted, I went and did 6 other things for like a week. I organized the files on my computer and stuff. I mean, literally, this is how bored. This show is not holding my interest. I actually had more appeal with Gilmore Girls than with this. But I'm watching it, and I'm gonna muddle through, and we're getting to the whole characters don't look the part, the making fun of other shows like us that, where they were on the movie set and they were making fun of horror genre productions and the blah blah, and how real they were, and every other show has done this at some point. They do the obligatory, it's called an obligatory, it's a must do episode because it shows the originality of the show. It's like one of the things I implemented was the musical episode where everybody sings, and that's been done in not just horror. It's been done too much. And it's usually done, obligatorily, which means everyone feels that they're under a whip to do it, and it makes animosity, and you can see body language and eyes and minor facial expressions and stuff that well, at least I noticed them, maybe because of my experiences in life, both on the streets and in universities and schools and stuff, and listening to people who deal with body language. And it's anyways. So there's a lot of consistencies in their variation of making fiction and horror and expressly their field their own, as it were, sort of like Buffy made vampires their own. But this whole now they're using holy water from day one. And in order to use holy water, they use rosaries and Latin Christian prayers, Latin exorcism chants that come from Christianity. Now, they're blessing water in the name of this Holy Spirit. But here we are at almost the end of season 3, and they're still conflicted whether there's a God or any good in the afterlife. Everything is evil in the afterlife, is basically what they're saying at this point. There is no such thing as good. Your humans are good, and demons are bad, because humans are elevated above God and angels. This is the only thing I can derive from what they're saying. And they're not the only show. Supernatural is not the only show with this. Now, of course, we will probably see later on, you've probably watched it, if you're looking at this about Supernatural, but remember, back episode 50-ish, I can't remember where I left off. There was 44 and 11. That's 53. There's only 16 episodes this season, not 22, which means it'll be 60 when I'm done with the season, and I'm probably more closer to 55 or 56. I may be somewhere near the end of season 3. I'm not sure. Yesterday was kind of a long, boring day. I actually started yesterday with episode 1 whenever I gave up trying to avoid watching it for the day. And some days I wake up at 7, some days I wake up at 10. I go to bed at 10. So it's a pretty standard life of my little prison cell here. My personal medical imprisonment. It's not a criminal imprisonment, please. They have much better clothes. Anyways, yeah, Sam definitely looks like a Jethro. He does not come off as a intellectual superpower. Face, body language, just don't push the belief. Actually, Dean looks smarter than Sam. Sam looks like well, a Jethro is just my reference to a Jethro Bodine with his 3rd grade education. He just doesn't look it. It's sort of like, Dukes of Hazzard boys, and you either look smart or you don't, and generally the looks that gets into the whole genetic predisposition to intelligence and crime. Murderers, I mean, if you look at pictures and long enough of all the child molesters, do you see similarities in them? And that's a whole nother issue here. The issue is the science, as you will call it, of horror. I got a friend who actually owns American Horrors, not to be confused with American Horror Story, the TV show. This is an actual cable-ish web channel on filmon.org or something. Mr. Hart makes horror productions, and he has a channel dedicated to 24/7 horror distribution. And you can watch, so I have friends that do this, and I've heard what the actors from Buffy had to say in an intimate meet and greet. Stuff like that. Yeah, I just woke up. I haven't even done my email yet. I just had to get this off my chest. Anyways, we'll see where this goes. But so far, I haven't noticed any significant then again, I'm not really paying attention. But, I mean, as little as I'm paying attention, they seem to handle vampires the same way. There's a lot of mistakes, and yeah, they are very femme, which is part of the destruction of television by the feminist movement, which is giving us, having 6s portray 10s on TV because it's men that are concerned. Men aren't concerned with female body images, but that's But they're very femmy. They're very femmy. They're not very masculine people. They're like the Gilmore Girls of horror. And that's my impression so far. They are basically, it's like the Gilmore Girls meet Medium, meet Xena, and just wackiness ensues. Okay,